welcome to SVGTV's news for Thursday, January 8th, 2026. I'm Triska Campbell with the details. The Ministry of Housing is continuing its assessment of the National Housing Program to ensure fair and equitable distribution of homes, particularly in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl. In a recent interview with SVGTV News, Minister of Housing Andrew John said the ministry is making steady progress with its review. He noted that a key area of concern is the performance of contractors and the quality of work being delivered under the program. Minister John stressed that moving forward, contractors will be held to stricter standards and greater accountability as the government seeks to ensure value for money and timely completion of housing projects for affected residents.
So some challenge with some of the contractors as well, who took on the responsibility to do the work. I think we have to reassess that as well, because we have not, I don't think we have had, I don't know how to put it. In other words, we want to ensure that they deliver what they were paid to deliver, right? That's how we are looking at it now, as a means of ensuring that the work is done. Very importantly, because this hurricane really took us off guard. The extent to which it damaged the Grenadines was unprecedented, and we have to build back with that in mind, right? So that is something that we have to ensure that these contractors understand that it's just not building back, but building back stronger and building back better. I think that is important for us to understand. So we are doing a whole overall reassessment of the, because I think there is need for proper accountability as far as the distribution was concerned, as far as the contractual work was concerned, and delivery of homes. So we have to do our own checks to ensure that things are in order to move forward in a more responsible, and equitable way.
As part of the ongoing review, the ministry is also conducting an assessment and analysis of the purchase of prefabricated houses. The minister disclosed that 40 of the 300 prefabricated units purchased have been received so far, and he added that the government has not yet made a final decision on whether it will continue with the prefabricated housing option, as other alternatives are currently being examined.
There are a number of initiatives that were taken by the government, the former government, in relation to prefab houses, and they had tried to acquire 300 of these homes. These homes are coming in batches of 10. So far we have only collected 40. And there are some challenges with getting them up and ready for persons, right? There are problems with the terrain in some cases, and the workers who are properly trained and equipped to put them up and so on. So that's a challenge that we are working on to sort out. So that's one way in which we could move forward. And we are also assessing whether it may be cheaper to do the brick and mortar homes rather than continuing on that. But as I said, it's under discussion right now. We are doing that reassessment, and the technical people at the ministry, they are working assiduously to ensure that we get that completed, right? Along with that, the HLDC, which is the Housing and Land Development Corporation, they have also an undertaking to complete homes. I think they have about 154 homes with close to 100 close to completion. So those that are close to completion will be delivered to the persons who are, in most of them in shelters and so on. We're trying to get them back into their homes.
The housing minister further explained that the Hurricane Beryl housing program officially came to an end in December 2025. However, he indicated that the program is expected to restart later this month or early February once the necessary funding receives approval. Profits at the National Insurance Services, the NIS, continue to rise following a series of reforms implemented several years ago. According to Director of the NIS, Stuart Hayes, speaking on a radio program earlier today, Hayes said the organization's financial performance has shown consistent improvement since the reforms were introduced. He revealed that projections for the 2025 indicate a surplus of approximately $40 million, reflecting what he described as a strong turnaround in the institution's fortunes.
Certainly, yes, we've better govern. For instance, you just introduced yourself to the Chief Risk Officer. We've strengthened the risk framework. Another question you'd ask yourself, are you more solvent? Today, we're very solvent. I mean, 2025, we can see where we almost triple profit. 2024, we made a profit of 14 million, and it's estimated in 2025 we'll make about 40 million.
Wow.
So financial sustainability, we are doing well. Then you ask yourself, as a social security, public trust funds, if we're more transparent. I believe now that we are engaging the public, we're publishing all our reports, we're going out, talk to employers, employees, and so forth. So we have grown significantly.
Haynes explained that prior to 2024, the NIS had been operating at a loss, raising serious concerns about its long-term viability. As a result, he said decisive and sometimes difficult measures were implemented to restore financial stability and to ensure the sustainability of the social security system. These reforms included tighter financial management, adjustments to contribution structures, and improved oversight of investments.
Now we receive.
Yes.
So that means the gap, we had to run down our reserves or go to our bank to help pay. When we did the actuarial valuation to assess the health of NIS, we were advised that we need to make some reform changes. And one of these change was the increase in contribution rate. And that will move from 10 to 15 in a gradual fashion, because we can't move from 10 straight to 15. So in June 2024, it moved from 10 to 12. 1st January 2025, it moved from 12 to 13. 1st January 2026, it moved from 13 to 14, so that we can preserve the benefits that we pay to almost 10,000 pensioners and to protect the 45,000 insured persons that we have. So we ask the workers to invest in themselves, secure the safety net that provide an income replacement in times of need, whether illness, whether maternity, whether sickness, whether retirement, that you fortify the fund so that it can meet its obligation. And in a nutshell, that's preserving human dignity.
The NIS director noted that the positive results now being recorded demonstrates the effectiveness of those measures and placed the institution on a more secure footing moving forward. This year, the National Insurance Services will celebrate 39 years of operation. Haynes assured contributors and pensioners that the Social Security system is now stable, adding that the NIS is better positioned to meet its obligations and protect the benefits of current and future beneficiaries. Prime Minister Dr. Godwin Friday has reiterated his government's commitment to serving the people and advancing their interests as the nation enters a new year under new leadership. The Prime Minister was speaking at the official swearing-in ceremony of the new Governor-General, His Excellency Stanley John. Addressing the occasion, Dr. Friday assured the Governor-General of his government's mandate to govern in the best interest of the country, emphasizing principles of service, accountability, and national unity. Dr. Friday noted that the start of the new year brings a renewed hope and opportunity for progress, both for the government and the wider population. He described the appointment of the new Governor-General as a significant moment in the country's democratic and constitutional life.
As the leader of your government, I pledge to fulfill that mandate and to govern this land with respect for all and with the grace of God Almighty, never to yield, no matter the challenge. Further, we are at the beginning of a new year. Beginnings always bring hope. It is for us to make the best of that hope and to embrace the immense possibilities it lays before us as we move forward. I am fortified by the love and support our people have invested in me as your Prime Minister and my colleagues as your ministers and as the people's representatives. That strength will enable us to do great things. Of this, I have no doubt.
The Prime Minister also used the occasion to reflect briefly on the administration's early performance. The New Democratic Party government is now just over 1 month in office and has already outlined a number of initiatives to be rolled out within the first 60 days. These initiatives, according to the Prime Minister, are aimed at addressing key national priorities and delivering tangible benefits to citizens in the short term. Dr. Friday expressed confidence that his government is working alongside the Governor-General and other state institutions will continue to move the country forward in the months ahead. In other news now, the police are currently investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of an adult male discovered in Park Hill yesterday, Wednesday, January 7, 2026. A news release from the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force says officers were alerted by a resident of Park Hill of the discovery of Errol Richards, a 69-year-old farmer of Park Hill, which was discovered about 7:02 p.m. The SVG Police Force says upon further investigation, the deceased body was met partly decomposed in a 2-story abandoned house. The district's medical officer attended the scene and pronounced Richards deceased. A post-mortem examination will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death. The SVG Police Force says the investigation is ongoing and are urging anyone with relevant information to contact them. 3 students who represented St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the 2025 Florida Caribbean Cruise Association FCCA-SA and poster competitions brought pride to the nation after earning top placements in their respective categories. In the senior division of the FCCA-SA competition, Janaya Bunady of St. Vincent Girls High School secured 3rd place. Her entry demonstrated strong analytical ability, originality, and a clear understanding of the competition theme. If I were a cruise passenger, what would I like to see or do in my country? Leandre Pemberton of the St. Vincent Grammar School was awarded 3rd place in the junior division of the FCCA-SA competition. His submission reflected a thoughtful expression and a solid grasp of the theme. Meanwhile, Malachi Simmons of the Beckway Anglican Primary School achieved 3rd place in the junior division of the FCCA poster competition. His work was commended for its creativity, visual clarity, and effective communication of key messages related to the theme, how to protect the marine environment from land-based activities. In recognition of their achievements, the FCCA will present each student with a touchscreen device. In addition, their respective schools, St. Vincent Girls High School, the St. Vincent Grammar School, and the Beckway Anglican Primary School will each receive a monetary award of US $1,000 in support of their educational programs. The prizes for the winning students and schools will be formally presented to the destination's official representative during Seatrade Cruise Global 2026, scheduled for April. The Ministry of Tourism, Civil Aviation and Sustainable Development has extended congratulations to the students, their parents, teachers, and school administrators. The ministry noted that these achievements underscore the importance of collaboration between educational institutions and regional partners in fostering academic and creative excellence among young people. The ministry further reaffirmed its commitment to supporting initiatives that promote youth development and national advancement throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Minister of Education Philip Jackson has once again cautioned that with continued exposure to loud music, it is not sustainable for children's healthy development, emphasizing the critical role adults must play in safeguarding their future. Speaking earlier today during a church service held at the New Testament Church of God in Wilson Hill, Minister Jackson urged parents and guardians to be mindful of the environments in which children are exposed. He warned that constant exposure to loud and inappropriate music, along with other negative influences, can have lasting effects on children's emotional, mental, and spiritual development. According to the minister, such influences do not encourage the formation of strong values or sound spiritual character.
And to the rest of us adults who have been listening, let us stand in the gap for one another. Stand in the gap for our youth. And in that regard, if we're going to grow students who will grow up to be productive, caring citizens, we have to make sure the environment, like that parable of the sower and the good soil, we have to make sure the environment is conducive for the development of that type of citizen. So when we expose our students every morning and every afternoon to loud, lewd music, we are damaging the future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The minister also outlined practical measures for protecting children, including closer supervision, open and honest communication, and active engagement in their lives. He called for greater collaboration among families, schools, and churches, describing these institutions as key pillars in nurturing children's overall well-being.
You damage their hearing, you affect their attention span, therefore they listen less in class. But the sort of lyrics and the sort of values that are perpetrated every day, that's not how we create a strong, principled character for students. So I'm appealing to all of us, adults who ride on these vans, say to the van drivers, not in here. This is not how it should be. Take off the music, low down, change the music. We have to look out for our children. I'm not going to say I'm going to take a big hammer off the lawn and bring it down on your head. But we're wise people. Yeah. We're good-natured people. What you want for your family and your child, you should want for the child who has to ride in your van. So I'm appealing to the best nature of us as Vincentians. I believe we can do it without coercion and force. I believe together we can fix this problem.
Minister Jackson's comments came amid ongoing national discussions on child development, youth behavior, and the impact of social and cultural influences on young people. He reiterated the collective action is necessary to ensure children are given the guidance and support needed to reach their full potential. Today's church service was hosted by the Ministry of Social Welfare, Community Empowerment, Ecclesiastical Affairs, and National Heritage, together with the Ministry of Family, Gender Affairs, Persons with Disabilities, and Labor under the theme New Year, New Vision, Anchored in Faith, Advancing in Service. The Ministry of Education, Vocational Training, Innovation, Digital Transformation, and Information, through its Mathematics Enhancement Program, the MEP, will host a two-week initiative, professional development initiative aimed at strengthening mathematics instruction across the nation. According to a news release from the Education Media Unit, the comprehensive training workshop is scheduled for January 12 to the 20th, 2026, and will target 230 mathematics teachers from 29 pilot schools funded by the Caribbean Development Bank, the CDB. The two-week training program, titled Strengthening Pedagogical Content Knowledge in Mathematics, will focus on the implementation of the professional competency, a framework for teachers of mathematics to enhance instructional quality and improve student outcomes. The initiative is expected to directly impact approximately 3,450 students through improved mathematics instruction and the promotion of the sustainable teaching practices. Mathematics coordinator for the Mathematics Enhancement Program, Kenneth Holder, said the training represents a strategic investment in the education system. He noted that by strengthening teachers' pedagogical skills, the program aims to create lasting change that will benefit the students at both primary and secondary levels. The program is designed to address several critical needs identified within the education system, including below-average student performance on internal and external assessments, the need for more conceptually rich instruction, and a shift from computation computation-focused teaching to exploration-based learning. Emphasis will be placed on transitioning from teacher-dominated instruction to learner-centered engagement, as well as on building professional learning communities among educators. The training will include primary school teachers of grades K to 6, 160 participants, secondary school teachers of grades 7 to 11, 70 participants, as well as school principals of all pilot school leaders. A total reach of 29 pilot schools across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The workshop will be held at the University of the West Indies Conference Room, with sessions running daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Facilitation will be provided by a team of 11 expert educators, including MEP consultants Dr. Joanna Spencer, N-Grades, and Dr. Louise George, as well as mathematics coaches and curriculum officers. The news release noted that the program's comprehensive approach includes ongoing coaching and the establishment of professional learning communities to ensure sustainable changes in teaching practices beyond the initial training period.